sit down. My brothers and sisters, salam. God must be good to us. The fact that we have reached this point after so many years of negotiation and interruptions, we are here, inshallah. God is great. Allahu Akbar. Talaga, kung wala si Allah, mahirapan tayo dito. Fact that we were able to go to Congress smoothly with the minimum of objections, and especially those who are not from Mindanao. National Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana, Secretary to the Cabinet Carlo Alexei Nograles, Social Welfare and Development Secretary Rolando Joselito Bautista, Interior and Local Government Secretary Eduardo Año, National Security Advisor Hermogenes Esperon Jr., Presidential Spokesperson Salvador Panelo, Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation and Unity, Carleto Galvez Jr., yung taong talagang nagbuhos ng pawis niya. And we were in constant touch all those months of fighting and wheeling, dealing in Congress. And there were times when we thought even that it would not maybe approve on time. Not that it will not be approved, but on time, as I have committed to Imay Imanef Murad. Sabi ko, we'll try to make it in January or February. But God was there all along. The honorable members of the House of Representatives, Autonomous Region for Muslim Mindanao, Governor Mujib Hataman, Moro Islamic Liberation Front Chairman Al-Hajjaj Murad Ibrahim. That's the second time. Means to say that you're already very important. Dalawa dito, Moro National Liberation Front Chairman Yusuf Jakiri, mga kasama ko sa gobyerno, mga kapatid kong Moro. First of all, though he's not here, but still he's a critical factor in the overall process of not only Mindanao but the Philippines. And I refer to my good friend, whom I respect very much also, Nur Miswari. I hope to talk to him in the coming days as we agreed. Sabi ko, tapusin muna natin to. Hintuin natin yung atin. Then again, we can resume after the Bangsamoro. I would call out to him, extend my hand in friendship and peace, and I hope that we can strike an agreement that will also promote the interest of the MNLF and the rest of the Moro of Mindanao. 3 days from now, the people of the present autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao, Cotabato City, Isabela, and parts of Lanao del Norte and North Cotabato will exercise the right to vote in a plebiscite that will not just address the injustices of the past, but also plot the course towards a brighter and more punishing future for Mindanao. You know, all of these things came about because of subjugation and the colonialization of the rest of the world by the Western power. Kung tayo lang at hindi tayo pumasok dito ng mga banyaga, wala tayong problema. Sa totoo lang. Because we are all Malay. And even if granted there is new religions sprouting up, we would have just easily agree by the means of our bloodline the way that we solve the problem. I know, you know, that we were not fighting Filipinos then and now. This is a repercussion, actually, of that problem when we were divided as a nation, simply because foreign powers took over Spain for almost 400 years and the Americans for 50 years. I just don't know how to say it, but we did not really die for the sins of people who are not Filipinos by the Malay blood. Hindi naman talaga kailangan sana. But then again, we are left to this problem. And as much as possible, we should limit the bloody fight. For alam natin na hindi talaga natin ito kasalanan. But you know, dumating tayo sa ating generation, ganito na. And so we're trying really hard to figure out, craft a law or whatever, amend the Constitution that can provide a fair and just governance for all. Nobody would like to take over lands that is not theirs, his, and we understand that. And we would like you to have the control of your territories before the Spaniards came and before the Americans came. Alam namin yan. Alam ko yan, estudyante rin ako. At alam ko kasi ang minudo ko. Ayun man ang sinasabi sa akin noon. Kung di lang sila pumunta dito, wala naman talaga tayong problema. And yet we are forced to kill now needlessly because we want something. And I hope that address to my beloved friend, Normi Suarez, that we can also talk and come up with something that could come to the barest minimum para lang makuha natin yung a peaceful Mindanao. May I guarantee you that there will be the least disturbance or interference kung meron nandiyan workable governance sa inyo. Lands are distributed fairly, justly, resources divided by the Moro who are there in possession of the land. Walang iistorbo sa inyo. At wala naman talaga. The legendary Ligwasan Mars, they say it will provide so many things in life. O di inyo. Wala naman tayo. No one ever attempted really to intrude into that territory. Maybe we can finalize it. Alam mo naman dito, pagka-presidente ko, the highest incidence of hunger. Kaya inuna ko na sana kay, pa noon, Tagiwalo. Si Judy Tagiwalo, was only taking care of the needs of the NPAs. Pati yung pera pantawid, most of the envelopes that where the money was being placed, nandoon sa mga kampo ng... So, one palpak to another, it's really very hard. Now, you know, you have dealt with the military. Ito, trabahante lang to. No personal agenda. They go out there and work at tapos sundin yung order ng mga political officers ng gobyerno. Kasi ganyan man talaga mag-umpisa. Much as we would like to change anything there, pati yung atin dito, we've been used to it. We are a people governed by elections, and we elect leaders. The leaders must be the choice of the people. I am sure that with that the fundamentals provided by the law, and hopefully, if we can amend the Constitution, not all, but a few of the economic provisions. And some, well, I do not want to discuss it with you now because yun na ang sunod natin and hindi na ninyo problema yun. Yours would just really be to ask for the law that will further enhance the governance of the Bangsamoro law. So sayang talaga. Baski na sabihin mo, even the ordinary, moro na sa labas, na walang kakilalang politiko, walang kilalang polis, walang kilalang military, walang kilalang leader. Sila ang dapat nga mauna because they are the helpless sector of society. And I hope that the BUL would focus also on that. That a man, whatever his religion may be, he is entitled to his place under the sun. Maraming mahirap. Hantong out and for generations. Sa kalaki ng Pilipinas, hindi man maubos, no? And with an improved governance, where you are allowed also to enter into agreements, as long as it does not cause a disturbance sa ating financial system, we will allow the local governments to invite investments and get loans to help your people. Ako gusto ko talaga yung maliit mauna. Sila yung gutom eh. The survey shows when I was presidente, when was that? 3 years ago? The highest ang... Alam mo, nagmotor ako minsan. Hindi nila ako kilala yan. Nagmotor ako galing Sudat, papuntang Cotabato City. Tapos, medyo nasira yung isang tambutso. Lumuwang, mahulog. And from out of the blue, naglabasan itong mga kapatid ko na mga. So everybody was afraid. I said, there's no reason to be afraid. I just here to look at something. And maybe, if you can spare food, huwag kayong matakot na suddenly they will just materialize there. Walang trabaho. Walang pagkain. No relief in sight. Kaya kinausap ko. Anong wala. Puro wala. Pagkain. Kamuting kahoy. Anak ka na. At this age, umaabot na nga sa buwan yung itong mga Westerners. Tapos may mga muro pa na hanggang ngayon kamuting kahoy lang. Di ka natin even till the land. Kasi kung may land man, but ang land reform ko, pati dito, I don't mind if it's your territory. I will let the land reform to take place. Kayo man ang maghati-hati. But I will be there to help you. Yung abono, yung seedlings, and all. Until such time that the Bangsamoro territory will prosper. Then, by that time, I can really say that we have come to AIDS. That was not part of my written speech. I was just trying to express to you my sentiment. This is why today I proudly join my Moro brothers and sisters as we convene this Peace Assembly in support of the ratification of the Bangsamoro Organic Law. Your approval of this law will not only serve as an expression of your desire to end more than half a century of armed struggle in the region. It will also serve as a testament to your determination to bring genuine peace and development in Muslim Mindanao through an autonomous government that truly represents and understands the needs of the people. Alam mo, nung nagkampanya ako, I visited Cebu. So nandun ako sa mga statues ng tapos nakita ko yung estatwa ni Magellan, masyadong malaki. Tapos pagtingin ko doon kay Lapu-Lapu, yung sa ano, bakit ang buang na ito? Ito yun dito, nagpunta dito, nagwala, nagkagulo tayo. Ang monumento niya, mas malaki pa doon sa pumatay sa kanya. Yun ang matapang. Yung Moro na si Lapu-Lapu. Ano makita mo yung headband ni ano? Depicted in the picture. Of course, wala namang ano. That's it, tausog. Ano yan? Yan yung headdress ni Misware. Kaya alam mo, when I was a congressman, mayor, I was with a grieving heart. Kasi, andito naman itong mga taga-Luzon, itong mga taga-Bicol, aba po, walang hero na labas sa Luzon. Puro, walang problema. Gregorio del Pilar, Juan, galit rin sila sa mga banyaga. But ang napili nila na hero, puro Tagalog, Ilocano. Ilocano, matatapang rin yan. Ang ating warriors dito sa Pilipinas, the Moro warrior, tausog. Hindi ako believe dyan sa mga... Pero yung mga Abu Sayyaf, hindi talaga natin ugali yan. You do not kill an 8-year-old boy because of no ransom paid. Diyan ako, hindi, tsaka na. It would take maybe 1 year for me to talk to them para because I do not simply like the idea of cutting heads of people, innocent people. Pati yung bata na kinidnap na hindi naman. What's the fucking sense of doing it? It is not, huwag nila akong gulahin. There is a part of me which is Islam actually. Kaya kung mag-away-away kami ng mga buang na pare, hindi mo na ako Katoliko. Islam man, totoo. Mga simba lang ako dyan. Sa Ateneo, sa San Beda, kami po, karaming muro namin dyan sa... Pinakamarami muro sa Manila aral San Beda. Pinakamarami. Ilocano pati Moro. Ang San Beda. Pero sana makausap natin si, and I'd like to thank also, well, in a way, si Sator, pati si there's a whale of a difference in our views, but the fact that they would listen, and Bobby Di Mapuro, gusto ko ang pumunta magpasalamat lang. Just for being there to listen. Okay na yun. Tapos we can talk, maybe get another system where it can really work. Yun lang ang gusto ko. Baka itong komunista pakapin na ito. But I will never talk with the Abu Sayyaf. Hindi talaga po. Hindi talaga po. Kailanman, terorista. Itong mga komunista, papuntahin ko lang sila doon. Sabi ko, doon lang kayo sa Bangsamoro. Doon na kayo mag-istambay. Bigyan kayo lupa ni mura doon. Dito, galit na ako sa inyo, mga gago kayo. As the centerpiece legislation of my administration, the BOL has been the product of a long and rigorous process that involved meaningful and exhaustive consultations by one another and for all of us here who are concerned. We listen to the indispensable sentiments and concerns of Muslim, Christians, Lumaj, and other indigenous peoples and various stakeholders who also call Mindanao their home. And rightly so. Saan man tayo papunta? Saan mo ako pauwiin? Hindi naman ako Cebuano talaga. Tatay ko nagpunta dito sa Mindanao. This landmark law was not built entirely from scratch. It echoes the aspirations and principles embodied in the past peace agreements with different Moro fronts. Indeed, it is a product of the blood, sweat, and tears of many great men who came before us. I'd like to remind you of the 1972 campaign. It was bloody. And what was really lacking there was just a plain and simple, constructive conversation. Sayang yung panahon na. I was a prosecutor then. Makikita ko yung both sides. Pati yung bakbakan dyan sa PC Hill. Talagang walang kwenta-kwentang away. This just can be resolved by just talking. You know, just to raise the spirit, the soul of a Moro. Pagka-presidente ko, di nagyaw-yaw ako. Sabi ko, lahat ng hero inyo. Ngayon, presidente na ako, amin na naman. Sa unang ginawa ko, the order of Lapu-Lapu. Lahat na sundalo, kay Mahuluhano, kay Tausog, kay Maranao, kay yung taga Davao, pati yung lahat. Mga sundalo ko na may tama, medal yan. Ako ang nagbibigay ng sarili kong medal. Aside from the government, yung sa military. Mayroon sila mga valor, yung talagang extreme courage. Marami rin yan sa MI pati MN. Mali, wala lang panahon magseremonya kasi sige man takbo. Wala man silang kampong mauwian. Magagong ka pa doon, celebrate. Kasi kung hindi, isali ko sila. Baski na kamatamaan lang yan dito matusok ng bala. Kayong matagal na sa away. Matamaan ka lang ng tamtak, anak ng witing. Aray-aray ka na dyan. Kayang pambala. Wala sa akin. I'm telling you, hindi lahat na sabihin mo, Kristiyano, marami ring mga muro nandyan sa armed forces. And I simply love them. And I really care for them. Nagpunta ako doon sa Hulo, sa ospital, sa autista. Mayroon doon sugatan. Tapos, ang una kong tinatanong, kasi pamilya kasi kung mabiyuda, ilan ang problema natin maiwan? Because it does not end in the death of a soldier or policeman or a warrior of the MI or MN. Hindi natatapos yan dyan. The next round dyan is paano mo na buhayin ang mga bata, pakainin, education, and all. Alam mo, sinasabi ko ngayon dito sa inyo, the first thing that I would maybe invest na malaki is eskwelahan. Unless, hindi ninyo itutulak yan technical, we have to go to Egypt or Malaysia. Ako nag-i-sponsor ako ng engineers doon sana sa Egypt. They have great schools there, mga engineer. Problem is, it is visited with violence from time to time. So I decided on Malaysia. O dapat sa inyo, ang una talaga, huwag na yan masyado yung batas kasi magkaiba ang Sharia law. Maybe in the next few years, you will call for a talagang Sharia law ang gusto ninyo. Okay man na sa atin yan. It's freedom of religion. As long as there is that tolerance for each other's religion. Walang problema. If you are not under the jurisdiction of the Sharia, then you go to the civil courts. That's really no problem. I am proud to say that the BOL has undergone comprehensive analysis and thorough review to ensure that once implemented, it will lead to better governance, inclusive political empowerment, and enhanced systems of transparency and accountability. To my dear Bangsamoro brothers and sisters, as you exercise your sacred right to vote, this plebiscite, I remind you that the power to chart the course of your future is now solely in your hands. Exercise this right with utmost care because the future of succeeding generations depend on it. By the way, before I forget, kasi nasingit dito, okay lang. Sir, Senator Mig Subirio was not mentioned a while ago during your greeting. Wala, sinabi ko yung hero dito. Blood, sweat, and tears ka na. Tayo nga nagtatawagan. But it was being passed. Hindi lang kasi kami mayabang. Sa totoo, ako ang isang tao na I do not want adulation. Ayaw ko. Ayaw nga yung Boracay was supposed to open on that day. Kita ko doon, salamat, Presidente Duterte. Sabi ko sa police military, tanggalin yan. Hindi ako pumunta. Kasi para sa akin, bayad na ako. So I do not need the clapping of the hands. I've been mayor for 23 years. congressman for one term, vice mayor, the Inday, one term. Nagmumotor ba si Inday dito? Walang ginawa yun, magmotor. Alam mo, Senator Subiri, ako na mismo, paliitan ko yung tangina yung si Magellan na yun. Medyo gawaan kita ng taas-taas. Pero kulayan kita ng medyo maitim, pati yung ilong mo babaan ko. Kasali ka sa invading forces. Mga katsila. Biro. I am very hopeful that the ratification of DBOL Mindanao can finally enjoy lasting peace and inclusive growth that will benefit the entire Philippines, not only you. It will mark a new chapter in our history of the nation. One that every person is treated with respect regardless of the one's ethnicity, gender, religion, or ideological leaning. I am therefore issuing this call to my fellow Moro. Let us use the plebiscite as a peaceful means to finally correct the historical injustice committed against the Bangsamoro people, or the Moro people of Mindanao. Let us forget the bitterness of the past and look forward to the future. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, mga mahal kong mga Moro brother or sister, magboto kayo ng yes. Pag hindi naman punta dito kailanman. Doon lang ako sa Lanao. Sige man ako sa Lanao. Together, let us take this opportunity to begin the process of healing, reconciliation, so that one day we can embrace each other as really brother and sister Filipino, with a view of intolerance in all, understanding, and take the new world on its totality. Maraming patayan every day. So we must insist violence. We must insist against violence. Ng araw-araw na ito, it could be baski saan. Ang masakit, it's all in the areas of Arabs who are on Muslims. Na alam naman natin na sino nag-umpisa ng gulo dyan. Started noon pa yan. Hindi kinikitoy nila si Gaddafi pati si Saddam. And they killed Saddam. They killed Gaddafi. That's a problem. So we must stand together. May mga diferensya ito. Ayusin natin. But we must stand together against violence, against ISIS. Because they do not know anything except to kill. Oh, how are we supposed to survive as a nation kung if you treat your other fellow human beings as infidels? That's a very stupid proposition. I know that. Yan hindi sinasabi ng mga tiyuhin ko, pati Lola. It was never a proposition in a way. It's so silly. So I hope that we can understand each other. I will use a little bit of this and a little bit of this, just as to tell you that we are all for peace. That nobody but nobody should steal your resources and allow you to remain poor forever. That cannot happen. It will not happen, at least under me. Thank you.